Okay, what's going on, guys? It's Sylvester here from Titan Fitness. A lot of yous I have given diet plans to, although I don't technically agree with diet plans in the long run. So basically, the reason why I've given you them is just to really have a starting point to actually start from. Because a lot of people, that's where they first struggle because they have no idea what to do. Right, so I'm going to show you a couple of replacements that you can put in a diet plan. These are just examples, okay? So most of your diet plans will look something like this. However, there is obviously slight variations based on calorie intake and things, right? So basically, each day is divided into breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks or a couple of snacks, right? So first and foremost, I'm going to go with the snacks. Okay, so a lot of the time, the snacks may say whey protein and an apple or an orange or something like that, right? So I hope all of yous by now, and if you haven't, please do download it because it can change your life. It's basically an app called MyFitnessPal. Okay, so download that. It looks something like this. Okay, and once you download it, what I need you to do as well is not to follow the calories that they give you. Follow the calories of the meal plan that I've given you, because the calories that they're giving you are something that's basically the government guidelines, and the government guidelines are shit. Okay, so do not follow them at all. Right, follow what I've told you, and trust me, more than the government for weight loss. Okay. Basically, right, to start us off, you want to go to along the bottom. You want to go along here, and you want to go to goals. Okay, and you're going to look up the top of your meal plan and look at the calorie intake. Okay, so you're going to go on to calorie and macronutrient goals. Okay, then you're going to go to your calories. You're going to put them in. So whatever that may be. So I would maybe go say this one's 1,300 to 1,500. Go to 1,400. Give yourself a buffer either side. Okay, so go to 1,400. So if I was to type that in, right, and then say my protein intake is 125 grams roughly. So that's 128 for 20%. That's thereabouts. So remember, nothing has to be exact. You just need to do percentages right down here, and basically as long as you get the calories in and the protein in, the rest will fall into place and can be personal preference. Okay, so I need you to hit your protein goal and I need you to hit your calorie goal. Right, that's the main two things I'm going to need you to do. Right, so I'm going to click OK. Right, so actually that's a bit high in fat. I'll put that down slightly. Okay, then what you're going to do in order to put stuff in is, so I'm going to go along here and I'm going to go into add food. Right, so if I'm going to add food, right, so in your meal plan, you might have something like that says a snack like whey protein and an apple. I didn't have any apples in the house today, right? So I went for an orange, similar calories, right? So basically, the reason why I've given you whey protein is to get enough protein into your diet, because there's a lot of people that struggle with that. And when you're doing weights and things like that, you want to maintain as much muscle as possible. That's going to give you shape, etc. Right? So high protein diet is really, really good because it also keeps you sustained as well. You ever notice when you go and have a sugary diet, you'll eat them, you'll be full for about 5 minutes and then you'll go back to it. Sustainability is key, and this will keep you satiated as well, right? So this, okay, can be replaced with this. The calories are very, very similar. Okay, I put something up in the group the other day about this. This is very similar to one scoop and an apple or an orange, right? So you want to basically go with the calories and the amount of protein that you have, right? So basically this is a scoop and an orange, okay? That's around 25 grams of protein, or 23 or 24 or something like that. And this has 20 grams, right? And the calories are relatively similar. So as long as you're there or thereabouts, it's not going to break the bank, okay? I'll explain the bank balance in a wee minute, okay? If you don't like this yogurt, for instance, you can go for something like this, okay? So this is 80 calories. There's not a lot of protein in it, right? But it's a good wee snack. Rolo Mousse, these, and you can get Milky Bar ones and stuff like that. Okay, you'll know by now, if you spoke to me about diet, that I don't follow diets, traditional diets like brown rice, chicken breast and broccoli, because I don't find them sustainable. Your basically your body only knows how to break down foods into fats, carbs and protein. So as long as you're providing it with those nutrients, body composition wise it's not going to matter. However, obviously I would prefer you to have whole foods and stuff for the most part, so 80% good food, 20% bad, to allow you to kind of give yourself that wee treat now and then, right? So basically you could have this and maybe a couple of breasts of chicken from this, okay, as long as the calories add up, because here's your protein and here's your wee treat for a carb, right? So you can do stuff like that to basically swap bits and pieces. So that's why I've printed them off a lot for you guys. So basically it means that you can score off stuff, and the whole goal of this is to, by the end of the week, you've got a full week of stuff that you enjoy eating. So if you don't like anything in this, so I use this as an example because a lot of people don't like salmon. So if say salmon's in it, you can then replace that with sea bass or a steak or some other form of protein, okay? So basically if you score that out, as long as the calories add up and you're replacing it with another protein source, it doesn't matter, right? So that's that out of the way. I don't want to make this video too long, right? So the next point is basically a point of trying to contextualize it all, right? So basically the reason why I've given you a certain amount of calories and everyone's different is because everyone is different when it comes to losing weight. There's no one diet fits all in terms of weight loss, and the reason being is because you have a certain amount of calories that you need to maintain your body weight, okay? So I've figured that out to an extent, right? I can figure it out to an extent. I won't know exactly, but I'll know there or thereabouts. So then I'll cut that by 400, 500, 600 calories based on your activity level and what I think you should be at. So that's where I found out this number, your calorie range. You will lose weight on this, certainly at the start. You might start to plateau and then you'll just need to go lower and lower, right? So but think about your calories like a bank balance, okay? And in MyFitnessPal app, think of that as an accountant, right? So if you overspend, whether you overspend for the day or you overspend for the week, you've overspent your lot, so you're going to overspill, so you're going to add on fat, okay? If you underspend, you're going to cut fat, okay? If you go so far into a calorie deficit, you're going to end up not losing fat. You will lose weight, you'll stop losing fat because your body will no longer use fat stores as energy. It'll use muscle, water, glycogen, loads of different things, right, that you don't want to happen. So you need to find this midpoint, and weight loss should really only occur 1 to 2 pounds a week. Any more than that, unless you're severely overweight, but 1 to 2 pounds a week, any more than that is not sustainable weight loss, and it's not actually fat loss, to be fair. Right, okay, so that's me nearly finished. So I just wanted to talk quickly. I spoke to some of my groups about this. A weekend, okay, so how to prepare for a weekend basically, right? So this plan, right, so say I'm not going out this weekend, right, but if I was going out on Saturday, what I would do is I would try and cut 400 or 500 calories each day to save up for my alcohol that I'm going to consume at the weekend. These calories shouldn't come from your protein. These calories should either come from your fats or your carbohydrates. So if you just look at your plan and look at the carbs and protein and all that are on it, right? So if you take away the carbs or the fats, the ones that are high in them, and try and save up 400 or 500 calories each day. So whether that mean one day not having an apple or swapping your pita bread for a salad or something like that, try and save your 400 or 500 calories the Thursday. The same thing with the Friday and then the Saturday. Forget about your diet plan and have a really, really high protein day before you go out. So I'm talking like chicken, sausages, egg whites. These things all taste nice as well. You can go like mushrooms, tomatoes, that for your breakfast, something like that. Then for your lunch, maybe have like a chicken salad or something like that. And also, unless you're going out for dinner, try and be good for dinner, because then you're saving up as many calories as you can for the night time, and it's going to allow you to spend a wee bit more and not overdose on your bank balance at the end of the week. Okay, so that's why a lot of people go down and they're great throughout the week and then they can back up and then they end up just at a level. Okay, so if you're here, then you want to save as much as possible so you keep going down, even if you go up a wee bit, as long as you're not going back up to where you started. And that's what a lot of people end up doing when it comes to the weekend. They overspend. Okay, the biggest overspending day is actually the Sunday or the day after your night out. So basically what I want you to do on this day is think about your night out. If your night out is going to be a big night out and you're going to go out, fine, enjoy your life. I do it quite a lot, to be fair. But the next day, if you're dieting, you want to lose weight, you need to prepare for this. Depends how much you want it. If you don't really want it, then you really shouldn't be watching this video. But if you do want it, you just need to make small adjustments. So you can still allow yourself some fizzy juice to help your hangover. You can allow yourself some chocolate, pizza and stuff like that, right? But it needs to fit within your calorie means, main thing. Okay, so this hangover day shouldn't consist of Dominoes, okay? Once a month maybe, okay, as a refeed or something, right? But you could go to Sainsbury's or any of these places and get a 600 calorie pizza. I guarantee you probably even wouldn't finish it because your eyes will be bigger than your belly a lot of the time, but it means that you've got your pizza fix and you've got that there prepared. What you can also have is like maybe a small bar of chocolate, whether it be dairy milk or anything like that, roughly 100 and 140, 150 calories. You've got that, you've nibbling on these things, maybe some popcorn instead of crisps, they're low in calories, and then change your fizzy juice for diet juice, which is still fizzy. But these are small. Everyone always says to me, "Oh, I can't have that with chocolate." Get some willpower, okay? So when you have chocolate, if you have it individually wrapped, I always think it's a lot easier to stick to that than if you buy a big ass bar and then obviously you're going to eat it. Okay, so these are the types of things that you can do. Also, chocolate protein bars are good because you want to try and keep your protein high as well. And yeah, so it's just be prepared, really. So that's it. I've been rambling on a wee while, but I did want to get through this, and I did want people to understand it because there's not one person that I've shown how to do flexible dieting that that then when they understand it has looked back. So it changes your life and your lifestyle. So if you're not ready to commit to that, then that's your own issue. But honestly, you can fit stuff around your lifestyle. You just need to plan a lot better. Okay, so hopefully this video helps. If you got any questions, just give me a wee message and I will see you soon, guys.